I have Stephanie here with me today. We're going to be evaluating the chest and the lung, the thorax in the lung. So first we're going to inspect. I'm just going to first inform her that we're going to be opening the gown. We're going to be exposing her chest, and there might be instances that you will want to move your breast tissue. You can cup it in any way that you'd like. I'll just inform you, or at any point in time you can move your breast tissue, or if you're uncomfortable, just let me know and I will try to alter my hand position. So I'm just going to be looking at, again, her, for inspection, looking at her scapula. I'm going to be looking at her ribs from the side. I'm looking at her chest. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit, okay? I'm looking at her chest, making sure her diaphragm is moving correctly, looking at her clavicle, looking at her rib cage, making sure everything's moving correctly. I'm also looking at her neck, her trachea, making sure it's in line, it's not deviated. Now I will be just palpating her trachea, make sure there's no tracheal tug or any deviation, which is good. I'm also looking at her breathing. Next, I'm looking at her fingers, looking for any discoloration or swelling. I'm also looking at her lips for any cracking as well. Now I'm just going to take her respiration in the pulse position. Again, I'm just looking at her depth, rate, rhythm, and basically intensity of breathing. Good. Normal rate, smooth contour, normal rate, rhythm, depth, and intensity. Diaphragm was moving correctly, moving down on inspiration, coming up on exhalation. Ribs were moving well as in conjunction with that as well. Next, I'm going to palpate just her breathing. So I'm going to have her scoot forward just a little bit for me here. I'm going to be placing my hands on your lower back over your lungs, and we're just going to look for the lungs expanding symmetrically, okay? You comfortable with that? Mm-hmm. And I'm going to ask you to take a breath in and exhale out. Good. That was normal. They moved symmetrically. Now I'm going to do anterior here. So I'm just going to place my chest on my hand like so over your chest. All right, and I'm going to reinforce it on your back as well. Okay. Mm-hmm. I just want you to take a nice breath in and exhale out. Good. And again, the chest moved anterior and superior, which is good. And now we're going to move on to tactile fremitus. So I'm going to ask you to give yourself like a nice big hug, and we're just going to flex the neck slightly. And every time I change my hand position, you feel my hands change another position, I just want to say the word 99, okay? And just so you know, I'm going to be contacting with the edge of my hand here, okay? So that's what you'll be feeling up against your back on both sides. Okay, I'm going to have you scoot forward a little bit. And I'm going on posterior, I'm going in the line of the scapula. So I'm just going to move, take your hair and bring it forward. And again, every time I touch you, I just want you to say 99.
99. 99. 99. 99.
Okay, I'm going to come to the side here. I'm going to make sure my palms are up towards the sky. I'm going to come actually over here and just do one side. Go ahead.
99.
Good. And over here.
99.
Good. So now I'm going to come in front as well. So we're supposed to go, so you can uncross the arms. We're going to go in anterior in the mid-clavicle line and work my way down. So we're just going to do the same thing.
99.
Good.
99.
Good. Would you mind, for the sake of this, moving your breast tissue off to the side? Thank you.
99. 99.
Good. All right. That was very good. Next, we're going to have you do, I'm going to do percussion, okay? So this is just making sure everything's sounding the way that it's supposed to. Again, I want you to cross your arms and flex forward in the same position. And I'm just going to work the same position on the back over here, okay? So just to inform you, I'll be placing 2 fingers over your back, and all I'm going to do is just give a light tap and percuss the back side, okay? Making sure everything's sounding the way it's supposed to. Good. Good. Everything sounds normal there. Everything percussed the way it should. All right. The next we're going to do here is I'm going to just listen for your breathing, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to place the diaphragm over a couple portions on your back. It'll be 4 portions on your back, 1 on your side, and then I'm going to do 4 portions on the front, okay? And then you can just take a nice normal, slightly, probably a little bit deeper than normal, not much, doesn't have to be a big deep breath. Every time I replace and place down the diaphragm, just another breath. Do you understand that? Again, I'm just going to move your hair. Good. And all the sounds sounded really good in the, so I was just listening to sounds in your bronchial, bronchiovesicular, and your vesicular areas of your lung. We're just going to do the anterior now, okay? So I'm going to come just above the clavicle. This portion I'm going to use the bell, the rest I'm going to use the diaphragm, okay? And at any point, if you need to move your breast tissue, please feel free. I'm just going to have you move your breast tissue on this one, please. Can you move, put your hand on the inside? Thank you. Good. Now we're going to do the other side. Good. I'm going to have you move your breast tissue for this one, please. Good. There you go. And everything sounded very normal. That's very good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to look at your breathing. So we're going to look at what's called bronchophony, egophony, and we're going to look at what is a whisper pectoriliquy. Okay? So again, I'm going to be touching the same places I already had with my same knife edge contact. Okay? And so for this first one, every time I touch a different place, I want you to say the word Scooby-Doo, okay? And excuse me, I'm not going to be contacting with my knife edge. I'm going to be using my diaphragm and listening for that. So you're going to say the same thing, but every time I replace the diaphragm to a different area, you're going to say Scooby-Doo. Okay? You don't need to yell or anything, you can just say it how you normally would.
Scooby-Doo. 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 Scooby-Doo.
Good. And everything sounded normal. Everything sounded like it was supposed to. Okay? Next we're going to do egophony. So same thing, I just want you to say E. Okay?
E. 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 E.
Good. Everything sounded very normal there. Last one we're going to do here, last one we're going to do is we're going to have you say blue moon, but you're going to whisper it. So it's going to be in that cueing, okay? Good. And everything was normal. Nothing to be concerned of. All the sounds that the way I was supposed to hear them, was good. And everything is healthy and you check out just fine, okay?